Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is Glenn Tan speaking. This time, I'm continuing to talk about central controller. According to the connected light commercial air conditioner type, I divide into these 6 parts. Central controller C52 for UMatch. This slide displays the detailed wiring from central controller C52 to UMatch. And here is the wiring interface of the central controller C52, and this LN is for the power supply for this C52. And to control the UMatch, we also need an adapter just for the new model. For the old model, it is directly from the in-dot unit PCB, which means in-dot unit PCB directly out is already the Modbus with RS485 connection, and they can connect to this A3B3 of this C52. As for the new model, we need this ME50 as an adapter to change the signal from here, which is from the in-dot unit, to the standard Modbus with RS485 connection. Also, you can combine them together, then connect to the A3B3 port of the central controller. Then this CE52 can central control these two UMatch. Either it is new or old model. And how to identify the new or old model? Here I just offer you this from model. You can also identify. And next, we can support up to 36 in-dot unit, which is a 36 UMatch. And also for this one, once you connect to the central controller, we don't need the Y controllers, which means this 4 can cancel the Y controller. You can just control by this central controller is fine. And also, as it is RS485 wiring, we recommend to do the wire of the match resistor, which is 120 ohm here, just to ensure the communication. And as for here the wiring, we recommend to apply the crystal pump for better connection. Here the F1, F2 is for the fire alarm signal. Once it receives the fire alarm, it will stop immediately all the online in-dot units. This slide displays the detailed wiring from the in-dot unit PCB. And first of all, let's focus on the old model UMatch, either for duct type, cassette type, or the floor ceiling type. Here, this 2 port is for the RS485 connection, in or out. There are only 2 pins, either yellow or blue is okay. As for the new model, you need to use this ME50, and then we'll offer you this 6-pin wire to connect to here, this one. And then here is for the RS485 wiring. You can choose A plus and B plus on the left for in, A minus, B minus on the right for out. As for the detailed wire, you can find it this socket. For this pin, it's not that easy to find out on your local market. So I just offer you this part code, which is easier. You can buy from our grid to for the wiring. As for this one, you can just punch in and screw it up. It's okay. We just have the wire requirement, just like this. It should be AWG24. It's okay.
This slide is the summary of all available wire controller for UMatch. The basic one is SK117. Here is the dimensions just for your reference. What you can do is this black color, including all available functions and the settings. And the difference between SK117 and this XE70, it is that this one, beside the black color function and setting, it has the Wi-Fi function, which means you can control this wire controller from your smartphone, which is to control the UMatch. As for this XE71, it is high-end. What you can do is also the black color, and we have put all available functions and settings and the parameter directly on the screen. So not like the basic SK117, this one you need to memorize the codes for different functions and parameters. You can just change the item or the parameter directly on the screen, or turn on or turn off the function on the screen is okay, but there's no Wi-Fi function. Besides, it has the multi-timer, which is convenient for the customer to control the UMatch. And also, it is available for the cassette type to individually control the lower swing. As for this XE7A, what it can do is it can group control different UMatch. Either they are the duct type, cassette type, or floor ceiling type. There's no difference. However, this is only for the 3-wire connection of UMatch, which means from the outdoor unit to indoor unit, they should 3 wires. This is for that series only. And for this one, also you need to memorize the codes for different functions and settings. And this one, actually, it is similar to the GMV wire controller, also the setting.
After the wiring, we still need to do the setting from the wire controller to ensure the central controller can control the UMatch. For this 2-wire controller, the setting is just follow this password to change the UMatch address to ensure they are different, which is to ensure this one to be different. After that, you need to select the protocol, which means to go to this 10 to change this one to bit 01, which is remote monitoring. This is for C52. Select this one. As for the 00 is for the central controller, which is for the C50. It is already also Lee. For wire controller XK75 and XE71, for this 2-wire controller, the setting method is the same, which is just follow this password. You can enter this page, which is here. And from here, you need to change 2 settings. First is the protocol to make it to be remote monitoring, which is this one. And then next is to change to be different address. And for this one, which is the central control, this is for the also lead C50. You can just select this one and change it to be different address. It's okay. For XE78, this Y controller, which is this one, and according to the P codes, you need to change the address. Just change the address is okay, which is to long press function, this one for 5 seconds, then enter this C00, then press this function for another 5 seconds. It will enter the P00, and then you need to enter this P42 to change this UMatch address to be different from the others. It's okay.
That's all for this part of the presentation. If you still have any other question to ask or to discuss, please feel free to contact me on my personal email address.